what's up and welcome back to more Ave Mujica. This is episode 7. So we are about halfway through the season, I think. A little over halfway. How many episodes are there in this season? Let's find out with my trusty sources. There are 13 episodes in this season. Okay, yeah, so we're just over halfway. So yeah, I'm very excited to jump into today's episode. Last episode, let me just remember what happened in the last episode. Oh yeah, we had the Rana and Mutsumi whole deal going on. Yeah, okay. And then like Saki's closing herself off more and more. I remember now. So we're gonna jump into it, but I do want to say I just like 1 minute before clicking record on this video, I saw as I was scrolling through Reddit that the first take are posting a performance soon that will have the voice actress of Tomori doing a song from CRYCHIC, I believe. Now, I love the first take videos. I have loved them for many, many years. I've even done a few first take reactions on this channel. And so, you know, generally I stay subscribed to the first take, and if a video pops up that I'm like, oh, that'd make a good reaction, I feel like, then I'll watch it and react to it, and just post it on my channel spontaneously on that day. I feel like this feels right. Like the first take, doing a first take video coming out that's also related to BanG Dream, and it's like the first BanG Dream related first take we've ever had. Sounds great. So I'm probably going to record a reaction to that when it comes out. I don't know when it comes out exactly. I think it's sometime very soon. So just keep your eye out for that video. Maybe it's already out by the time this video is out. I don't know. But keep your eye out for it regardless. If you don't know what the first take is, by the way, it's a YouTube channel where they get musicians to come on and they get one take to sing whatever the song that they've come on to sing is. And they, you know, have to do it the best they can. But it's like the artists that they choose to come on are just always incredible artists. And the first take performances have been some of my favorite musical performances I've ever seen. So I'm really, really excited for this. Anyway, let's actually just focus on the episode that we're watching here today, though. So this is Ave Mujica. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you want the full-length reaction, that's on my Patreon account in the description below. You have your own footage, you sync it up, you watch the whole episode with me. And you can also go to my Jent Watches One Piece channel if you like One Piece. Go check that out. But otherwise, let's jump into Ave Mujica episode 7. Oh shit, man. I don't think Sayo's gonna hold back. Oh my god. Oh my god, she's going full on out. Full on out. Mm-hmm. Which we would. Mm-hmm. Man, Soyo is... No, not Soyo. What's her name? Soyo is coming in clutch in these episodes. I'm so impressed. Oh my god. Oh, poor Saki comes all the way here and then immediately has something thrown at her. Come on, give her a chance. Oh, is that it? Oh. Poor Saki was dragged all that way. Yeah, she really blames herself for it. Oh. Hey, well, you know what? She's crying. That's good. She's emoting. Oh. Oh. But this is, I do think this is healthy. I think she's finally letting out some feelings. That's the first step to healing, I think. Damn, but is she coming of her own volition now? Saki! Yes! Oh my god, Saki. Now, you know what? Now she's trying. Come on, Mortis. She's like, can we stop with this drama shit? Oh, what a cool effect! She's in the mirror and she's like trapped in there. Come on, Mutsumi, you gotta be assertive. Yes. Oh, and the audio effect there is great. She's acting like Green Goblin. Oh, it's Mutsumi. Oh. 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 It's gonna take some more time, but so cute. Yeah, I mean, this is you guys do need to be focusing on your own shit. Oh. Okay. Because it's tough to talk to Soyo. Yeah, see, you'll give in right away. Aww. This is a nice conversation. Say you're sorry. Oh. Well, there was unspoken apology there. Those vegetables, was that was a vegetable thing with Mutsumi at some point, right? Yeah, come on. I love how this band is so strict with each other. Yeah, that always sticks with me. That's true. Because yeah, Mutsumi said she never enjoyed the band. Oh. Come on, Mortis, let Mutsumi out. Okay, it's Mortis, but she'll let us meet Mutsumi. Okay, good. Let's go inside her head. Oh. So, Mortis was at the door, but Mutsumi's inside. No, you didn't. Good job, you apologized. Oh, we get to Saki smile. We don't get to see that very often. MyGo are a fucking mess.
最近書いてたのってこれ？なんで？
She's inspired.
言ってた歌詞。
Oh, don't see Soyo laughing very often. Oh my gosh, definitely don't hear this often. Aww.
もうその曲やんなよ。はい。
Oh, that's nice,
ナ
Anon.
ナちゃんどっか行っちゃってリハできないし。ステージ使えば。
But really, Anon just wants to get off work. She doesn't have to play. She can relax. Oh, is that Rana eating? How long has it been since they played music in this show? Feels like ages. Aw, look who's here. I like the lyrics, and I like that they're showing, like, translating the lyrics. One hell of a reunion. Didn't think I was gonna see this. Oh, you can hear, like, the emotion in Tomori's voice. Like she's struggling to get it out. Aww. Aww. Oh, Soyo. That made Taki cry. Very nice. Hey, why don't we start up CRYCHIC again, guys? Screw MyGo.
さきちゃんのことを考えて書いた。考えてもぐちゃぐちゃで何も見えなくて。
Oh.
なのにやれて。よかった。
Oh. We're finally getting this sort of talk between Saki and Tomori. 2 seasons in the making.
さきちゃん。
Do it. Back to the keys, baby. Hell yeah.
みんなと集まる毎日が楽しくて輝いて見えた。失ったからこそ余計欲しくて戻りたくて。
共にの歌に救われた。
Oh.
あの日みたいな最高のライブが普通の私たちが普通にバンドしてた。普通のバンドだったんだ。普通のクライシックが。
It hurts seeing Taki cry, but I like it. Tomori's so emotionally invested in all of this.
私のよすがでしたわ。目をそらそうともが
I love seeing them all like
なって
this.
しまうくらい。もうないんですので。大好きだよ。
今はもう
あの演奏きっと一生忘れません。
See, this is so sweet, but then also, like, this isn't our bands. We want Ave Mujica and MyGo to be together. So this might be the last CRYCHIC performance ever.
ありがとうございました。待って待って迷子のリハ。
Anon's like, okay, okay, you're done with your bullshit.
癒さなきゃ。
Oh, I love seeing Saki smile more.
むつみちゃんに使ってもらえて私も嬉しい。
Aw, that's cute, Anon.
ハンカチ使う？
持ってるからいい。
終わった。はい。じゃあ迷子リハやるよ。
お願いします。元さやですか。よかったですね。
Okay.
では私とも元さやに戻りません。
Okay. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, I mean that was crazy. that was a wild episode. Because like that is a storyline that has been brewing since the first scene of episode 1. Like that is the resolution of the very start of this series of It's MyGo, of this, like, you know, if this is considered season 2 of It's My Go, that is the resolution to it, to the very, very beginning, which is like it's so wild that, you know, that they've been building it up this whole time, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy for them, and it was really nice. It was a really, really nice moment. Like they got to play together one last time. They got in some Haru Hikage. That's what the song's called, right? They got in some Haru Hikage, which I didn't recognize until they were doing the chorus. Because the chorus of that song, I was like, oh yeah, that chorus, like the bits where she's like, where she's sort of like, it gets sort of desperate sounding, and she's sort of screaming the chorus. Not screaming, but, you know, like as much screaming as Tomori can do with her quiet little voice. That's the bit of the song that I remember hearing for the first time and going, wow, that's like a powerful part of the chorus. That really, really sticks with me. And so when I heard that, I was like, oh, of course, they're doing Haru Hikage as their final song together. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, okay, what do I want to talk about? I feel like I'm very inarticulate today, so this is a bad day for us to have an episode that is extremely important for the series. So firstly, I just want to like say Soyo. Well, actually no. Firstly, I want to say Saki, happy birthday. I believe because I'm posting this video on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day and my sister's birthday, and I believe someone also said February 14th is also Saki's birthday. So for you to have Saki's birthday episode also be the episode where it reunites Saki with her band and like resolves some of her things, that's beautiful. So happy birthday, Saki. I hope to see your smile more often, but we'll talk about that later. So secondly, I want to say Soyo came in fucking clutch today. I mean, not just today, also, was it last episode or the episode before where she was helping out Mutsumi? Like, Soyo is doing some incredible legwork here. She's doing such amazing stuff, which is really nice because, like, Soyo, I guess you could kind of consider one of the antagonists of season 1. Like, it's weird to say because she's like our friend and part of the band, and you know, but she really was for a good portion of the season like the antagonist of the season. At the very least, she was the antagonist of like one major arc, like probably the most important arc in season 1 of It's My Go, and so like, you know, she's the sort of I think she's such a complex character. I think it's really, really interesting to have a character like that who just like, when we first see her, she's all like smiley and friendly to everyone, but it's like a fake friendliness and it feels very inauthentic. And then we get to know her more and we see like that starts to break down, and eventually it comes to the point where we're like, you know what, we know you're like a really toxic person, but we're cool with it. and you know, we accept that part of you as long as that's you. We want you to be here. And so now what we're seeing is, you know, how she can use that to her advantage. Like she can be a very honest and blunt person. And so when she heard last episode that Saki had said those things about Mutsumi and basically given up, at that point Soyo got so pissed off. She's like, that's it. I can't deal with this anymore. I need to I need to go over and see Saki. Like, there's like, at that point she's like, I don't care about if this is what I think, at least. I think she was like, I don't care if this destroys my relationship with Saki. I don't care if this like if this damages MyGo's rehearsal time, you know, like I don't care what the consequences of this are. At this point, I'm pissed off that she's done that, and this is more important than anything else, and like, I'm gonna get it done no matter what. And she did. I mean, she, like, look, I don't I don't condone violence. I don't condone, you know, attacking people in any way. But there is something very satisfying about her grabbing Saki by the arm and going, come this way. And Saki going, no. And no going, yes, no, yes. And then like tackling her down, essentially. I mean, she didn't try to tackle her down, but they tumbled down. It was like, literally, I'm going to physically drag you to this place. And not just like, some people say like, I will drag you if I have to, but they don't actually mean it. Like, they're just saying that to say like, I'm gonna keep bugging you until you do it. But Soyo literally would have dragged her the entire way, even if she kept squirming and struggling the entire way. Like, she might have been stopped by the cops at some point. And so I really liked that she did that, because I think she also knows Saki. I don't know if this was going through her head at all. Maybe not. It doesn't really matter if it was or not. But I think subconsciously she knows Saki and knows like Saki is doing what she always does, which is running away from stuff and turning away from things. Turning away is the big thing. She's not even looking at the problem, and she doesn't want to look at the problem because she's afraid like it's going to be much harder when she knows about the problem not to try to solve it, and whenever she tries to solve problems, she fails and things get worse. That's what she thinks. So she's been looking away from the problem over and over again. And I think Soyo knew in her heart that like if I get her in front of Mutsumi, I at least get her to look at what the problem is, and then we can figure it out from there. And so she got dragged all the way to Mortis, who just threw shit at her and said, get the hell out. And then, you know, she got out. But then was the moment. She cried. And that, to me, like, I think also when later in the episode, someone said, Saki even cried, and Taki had that moment of like shock and realization. I think it's because it's like, hang on. One, Saki cried, and two, Saki cried in front of you. You saw it happen. Like, I think they would assume that Saki, she would cry. She would be the kind of girl to cry at things that are hard or whatever, but never in front of people. Like, she has sort of too much pride for that, and also sometimes it's not even about pride. Like, I'm known on this channel for me allowing myself to be emotional on videos. I think, you know, I don't have any shame in being emotional on videos. I straight up have a playlist on this channel called Videos Where I Cry, because I'm okay with people seeing me be as vulnerable as possible. That's the point of me making reaction videos, is I'm trying to show you guys how I feel about a series. So I try not to hold anything back. If I find something funny, I'm gonna laugh. If I find something scary, I'm gonna scream. And that, I don't think that's really happened yet. I don't think I've screamed at anything, but I don't really watch horror movies or anything here. And if I find something sad or so happy it makes me emotional, I'm gonna cry, and I'm not going to try to hold back those tears or hide them or cut them out of the video. I mean, frankly, it's also sometimes good for engagement. people do tend to like emotional reactions, but it's not why I do it. I do it because that's my actual emotional reaction. So I'm saying this because I do tend to get emotional on camera. And so I'm okay with showing people my emotions, but I also don't tend to cry in front of people. And it's not because I don't want to, but when I'm around other people, my emotions clam up a lot more. They really, because I'm an introvert, which some people were surprised by because I talk with such vigor, but I'm definitely an introvert, and like, introversion is very much about like what's in here, how you feel. And I struggle sometimes to articulate my emotions, not to articulate, but to express my emotions properly around people. And I mean, depending on my comfort levels, I can do it more or less, but so like, I know sometimes I will be watching a scene of something alone and I'll be bawling my eyes out. If there's one other person in the room, even if they're not looking at me or anything, if they're just in the room watching it with me, I'm probably not gonna cry. So I feel like Saki's similar. Whether she tries to or not, I don't think she's the type of person to start crying in front of other people often. So I think that's why Taki like clocked it. She heard Saki was crying and she went, oh shit, like this is serious. And maybe it's possible, this is a bit more of a stretch, but maybe it's even possible she had the same instinctive feeling that I did, which is like, oh, she's crying, maybe she's ready to take more steps now. Like maybe that's the first step towards her healing. So maybe now I can actually go and talk to her about this. But I think it was more, I don't think that's actually the case. I just wanted to throw that theory out there. But I don't know if that's really Taki's sort of, like if her mindset would really be like that. But what I do think is that she was worried about Saki and wanted to go check on her in her own little like tsundere way. But yeah, so I really liked seeing that. Like it's horrible to see someone crying over something that they're really sad about and be like celebrating it, but I really was celebrating it because I do think like after everything we've seen of Saki, that is something so healthy for her. I loved the shot, by the way, of Mutsumi and Mortis talking to each other, and Mutsumi's in the mirror behind her. It's really great. I mean, like, it's been done a lot before with like multiple personality stuff. I referenced the Green Goblin scene because the Green Goblin scene is like probably the most famous example of it. And I mean, you see it with, you know, lots of stuff. And it is a pretty classic thing of like the other personalities in the mirror, you're talking to them, and then you at the end shatter the mirror or whatever with something. That's like, it's a trope, but I really liked the way it was visualized. It was like, I liked that it wasn't Mortis looking in the mirror at herself. She was sitting there like facing this way, and Mutsumi was behind her and was like peering over her shoulder. So it wasn't even, they weren't even using it like a mirror. And I think that was what I thought was extra creative. Was normally you have that sort of scene because the mirror instinctively has two people. I don't know why I put the word instinctively in there, but the mirror inherently, that's what the word I meant, inherently has two people facing each other. And so like you can kind of have like, you know, personality 1 talking, personality 2 talking, and it looks like two people talking to each other. But also it's still somewhat like doing the same things that a mirror does. But what they did was that, and that's not how a mirror works at all, which made it more interesting to me. That they were just straight up using it as like, this is a thing that holds the reflection of you, and she is like straight up trapped in there. She just like can't get out. It's not like she's inside you and you're seeing it represented on the like on your own face, but it's actually like she's in the mirror. Like you've kept her separated from yourself, from your whole personality, from her own body. You've kept her trapped out of her own body. I just think it was really cool. It was really well illustrated. So yeah, I liked that. I also liked that Saki, and this is something I talked about a little bit before and some commenters talked about in my comments. But like in previous episodes, like Saki was sort of not making many choices. Like she was, especially as her depression was sinking in deeper and deeper, she was like going through the motions and other people were doing stuff for her, you know, like her life was being dictated for her more often. But what I liked in this episode is she, after like Soyo dragged her, had to dictate her choices. From the point at which she cried, that time onwards, she was making her own choices. And her choice was to go to Mutsumi's house every single day and just wait for her. Wait until she's ready. And I really, really loved that. I thought that was a beautiful choice. And it's just so nice to see her smiling now. Like towards the end of the episode, when we saw like 5 different smiles from Saki, like, it warmed my heart. It's like, that was so comforting to me. So yeah, I like this episode. Things are looking up in this series. Like, after so much sort of depression and sadness, this felt like sort of a turning point of like, there's actually some hope here. And I don't think things are gonna be smooth sailing. I'm nervous about Uika. Is that her name? I'm sorry that I have to keep Googling these names. I don't know why. For some reason, yeah, it's Uika. There's something about the names in these two bands specifically that they, to me, feel like other names that Bang Dream have. And I always, you know, like I said before, how like I always get Taki in my head confused with Saki and Tai. And so like there's several things like that. And Uika, I think, is another one where I get her confused with Umiri as well. So anyway, Uika, I imagine her storyline is probably going to be kind of rough and dark. And the reason I'm saying that is because, one, we haven't seen her for a while, and like it feels like she was kind of, you know, propped up by stuff that Ave Mujica was doing, and then everything fell apart and she just kind of disappeared, and that makes me really worried. And two, the OP focuses quite a bit on Uika, and we haven't got much focus on her in the show, which makes me think that focus will come towards the end of the season, and that also makes me think it's probably going to be one of the more dramatic things that happens. So yeah, like I'm worried, but right now things are starting to look up. I liked hearing these performances. It's interesting because like I think these performances weren't necessarily like any of the better performances in the series. Like I wasn't listening to it going like, oh my god, I need to add this to my Spotify playlist or anything. But what it was it sounded like a band that was like really emotional to be back together. Like Tomori's singing, for example, she wasn't singing as well as she normally does, but what she was doing was crying the whole fucking song. Like it sounded like a girl who was feeling very, very emotional and was just trying to sing and make the most of this final chance that she has with her band. And so I think like that is and I think that's entirely the intention of the scene. Is it's not supposed to sound like a perfect performance with everything flawless and Tomori's voice is hitting all of the notes perfectly or whatever. It's supposed to sound like these girls playing with each other for the first time in a long time and resolving this emotional tension. It doesn't matter what the song is. What matters is what the scene is. And I really like that. So yeah, that was Ave Mujica, episode 7. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.